This is the story of Sodom and Gomorrah.
After Abraham had shown hospitality to three mysterious visitors, one being the Lord in human form, the others angels, they rose to leave and looked toward the valley where Sodom and Gomorrah lay. Abraham walked with them to see them off. Then the Lord said, "Shall I hide from Abraham what I am about to do? Abraham will surely become a great and powerful nation, and all nations on earth will be blessed through him. For I have chosen him, so that he may direct his children and his household after him to keep the way of the Lord by doing what is right and just." The Lord then revealed, "The outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is so great and their sin so grievous that I will go down and see if what they have done is as bad as the outcry that has reached me. If not, I will know." The two angels continued on toward Sodom, but Abraham remained standing before the Lord. Abraham pleads for mercy. Abraham, deeply concerned, especially knowing that his nephew Lot lived in Sodom, drew near to the Lord and asked, "Will you sweep away the righteous with the wicked? Suppose there are 50 righteous people in the city. Will you really sweep it away and not spare the place for the sake of the 50 righteous? Far be it from you to do such a thing, to kill the righteous with the wicked, treating the righteous and the wicked alike. Shall not the judge of all the earth do right?" The Lord replied, "If I find 50 righteous people in the city of Sodom, I will spare the whole place for their sake." But Abraham pressed further, "What if the number of the righteous is 5 less than 50? Will you destroy the whole city for lack of 5? The Lord answered, "If I find 45 there, I will not destroy it." Then Abraham asked, "What if only 40 are found there?" The Lord replied, "For the sake of 40, I will not do it." Abraham continued, "May the Lord not be angry, but what if only 30 can be found there?" The Lord said, "I will not do it if I find 30 there." Abraham pressed again, "Now that I have been so bold as to speak to the Lord, what if only 20 can be found there?" The Lord answered, "For the sake of 20, I will not destroy it." Finally, Abraham said, "May the Lord not be angry, but let me speak just once more. What if only 10 can be found there?" The Lord replied, "For the sake of 10, I will not destroy it." When the Lord had finished speaking with Abraham, he departed, and Abraham returned home.
Dared not ask for more. Then the Lord departed, and Abraham returned to his tent, his heart heavy, hoping there were at least 10 righteous souls in the city. The sun lowered in the sky.
Two angels, appearing as men, arrive in the city of Sodom at evening. Lot is sitting at the city gate and, seeing them, urges them to come stay in his home. At first, they refuse, saying they will spend the night in the square, but Lot insists strongly, so they go with him. He prepares a meal, and they eat together. That night, before they lie down to sleep, all the men of the city, young and old, surround Lot's house. They demand that Lot bring out the visitors so that they can sexually abuse them. Lot steps outside, shutting the door behind him, and pleads with them not to commit such a wicked act. In desperation, he even offers his 2 virgin daughters to them instead, but the mob grows furious and threatens to attack Lot as well. The angels quickly pull Lot back inside the house and shut the door. They strike the men outside with sudden blindness, so that the mob stumbles around in confusion and cannot find the entrance. Then the angels reveal their true purpose. They tell Lot that God is about to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah because of their great wickedness. They urge him to gather his family, his wife, daughters, and anyone else who belongs to him in the city and flee immediately. Lot warns his sons-in-law, who were pledged to marry his daughters, but they think he is joking and refuse to take him seriously. At dawn, the angels press Lot to hurry, but he hesitates. Out of mercy, the angels seize him, his wife, and his 2 daughters by the hand and led them safely out of the city. Once outside, the angels command them, "Flee for your lives. Don't look back, and don't stop anywhere in the plain. Flee to the mountains or you will be swept away." Lot, fearful that he cannot make it to the mountains in time, begs to be allowed to flee to a small nearby town instead. The angels grant his request, and he escapes to the little town of Zoar. As soon as Lot reaches safety, the Lord rains down burning sulfur on Sodom and Gomorrah, destroying the cities, their people, and all the fertile land around them. Everything is utterly wiped out, but Lot's wife disobeys the warning. Looking back as they flee, she is instantly turned into a pillar of salt. From a distance, Abraham, who had pleaded with God earlier on behalf of Sodom, looks out from the hills and sees the thick smoke rising from the land like smoke from a furnace. Lot and his daughters later leave Zoar and live in the mountains, afraid to remain in the town.
In the town, he fled with his 2 daughters into the mountains. There they hid in a cave.
At the break of dawn, the messengers of God urged Lot to hurry. Get up, take your wife and your 2 daughters who are here, or you will be swept away in the punishment of the city. When Lot lingered, the angels seized his hand, the hands of his wife, and the hands of his daughters, leading them out safely. For the Lord was merciful. Once outside, one of the angels warned them, "Flee for your lives. Do not look back, and do not stop anywhere in the plain. Escape to the hills, or you will be swept away." Lot pleaded for a nearby refuge, and permission was granted for him to flee to the small town of Zoar. Then, as the sun rose over the land, the Lord rained down burning sulfur, fire and brimstone from the heavens upon Sodom and Gomorrah. The fiery judgment consumed the cities, their people, the fertile valley, and every living thing within. But as they fled, Lot's wife looked back toward the destruction. In that instant, she was overtaken and became a pillar of salt. Thus the cities of the plain were utterly destroyed, leaving only smoke rising from the earth like that of a great furnace.